right, so now that we have our grid made and colored, we're gonna work on adding some sort of like focal point, colorful stripe down the middle of our artwork. And so this is one option. You can make like a squiggle like this. So to do this rainbow, and you don't have to do rainbow, you could do any color combination that you want to do. I would definitely do colored though, right? You don't want to do another black and white one because it would probably just get lost pretty easily on top of your black and white grid. So if you're gonna do something like what I did here, I would get another piece of paper and first draw out that squiggle. So I would start with one line. I'm gonna use a Sharpie so you guys can see it a little bit better. So I would start with one line as your squiggle going from one side of the paper to the other. And it could be a wavy line, it could be a zigzag line, maybe it's a combination of a couple different types of lines. However you want to make that look, okay? Okay, so there's one side of it, and now I'm gonna try to make almost the exact same line, just with some space between it. Okay, so it looks like one continuous shape. If you don't want to make it look like that and you want to make the other side look really different, that's fine too. This is just what I'm gonna do for my example. So I want to leave enough space so that I have room in that space to create something like this rainbow grid, okay? So notice I'm making pretty much the exact same line. I'm just leaving space between the two. Okay, so at this point, if I wanted to do something like this again, I basically just create another grid. Now, creating the grid and coloring it obviously takes time. And so I don't need it out here because I'm gonna end up cutting this part out. So I'm just really gonna focus on creating my grid inside of those two Sharpie lines. So I'm gonna go back to when we talked about vertical lines and then the horizontal lines, and they can be curved or they can be straight, however you want to do that. And so, but I'm not going to worry about out here. I'm really just focusing those in this area. Okay, if that confuses you, then do it on the whole thing. Okay, so I'm going to do some curved vertical lines. Okay, so just so you can get a better view, here are my vertical lines, and now I'm going to add the horizontal ones for my grid. All right, and then there are my horizontal ones. So it's like I just created this like little grid over that one section. Okay, so now to color, if you're doing the grid, again, I don't care what colors you use, but for this, I would use Sharpie. Okay, so then you're just gonna basically go through the same steps that you did coloring like every other or diagonal lines of a certain color. So I just started with red, and you kind of have to work over the whole thing all at once, like just kind of build it up slowly to figure out how to connect this portion to this portion because you don't really know where that's going to be. So I just kind of started up here with red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and then once I got over here, I knew I could go backwards to green, yellow, orange, red, added some purple at the top. I saw that orange would connect over here, and then I knew which color to go upwards from there, and so on and so forth, kind of slowly working my way across that grid, okay? Once I have my grid all colored in with Sharpie, I can cut it out and then glue it onto this.